And I just want to let everybody know I am so happy you're here again. The person that invited you on this call loves you so much. And apologize, but I'm going to read my testimony because I'm getting better still, and you'll see what I mean. So thank you, Kathleen and Lifeway, for this opportunity to share. And I pray my testimony helps bless and inspire many to share with those they love too. 7 years ago, before May 17th, 2017, I was the picture of health, very active, cycling centuries, which are 100-mile bike rides like Lance Armstrong style, and hiking in the Sequoia National Forest, training for my master scuba diving certificate, running 3 miles in 30 minutes, riding my BMX bike to keep up with my 3 Weimaraner dogs, working as a registered nurse, loving life. My husband, Mark, and I had just got back from Hawaii celebrating my big 50th birthday. I decided to schedule a routine physical, and the doctor looked at her computer and said I was due for a Tdap booster. That's tetanus, diphtheria, and acellular tuberculosis. So I received it. Why wouldn't I? That's how we were trained as nurses in school. A few days later, I had extreme weakness, exhaustion, pain all over. My kidneys felt like there was a blowtorch and somebody was just burning them up. I had a horrible cough that almost turned to pneumonia. I was given antibiotics. Then I got a urinary tract infection, more antibiotics, and I was barely able to keep my eyes open due to weakness. I was on bed rest most of the day. And about a month later, after struggling and baffled as per why I had such strange symptoms since I didn't connect the dots yet, I had a neurological collapse.
So Sylvia, so basically you were the picture of optimal health. And then you got this routine. Yes, thank you. So there's Sylvia with optimal health, Lance Armstrong style, right? And then she goes in for your checkup, correct, Sylvia? Yeah. And then this is what happens.
Come on down.
Okay. Yeah. So she has a neurological collapse. So let's play that video now, Bryan, real quick before Sylvia goes on.
Play.
I'm trying to start walking so I can get stronger, but it's counterproductive because I'm so short of breath. I'm like, pain starts up or and my joint pain, my knees, and my arms.
Wow. Thank you, Bryan. Thank you so much, Sylvia. So this is where you're at when we start the next phase of your story. So please continue, sweetie.
Hey, sorry, it's a little hard and emotional when I see it live like that, so I'm going to do my best.
Absolutely. I'm feeling the same way.
I thought I was having a stroke. I walked outside and I collapsed, and Mark found me, and he had to carry me inside as my legs weren't working anymore. He sat me in a chair to check my blood pressure because I asked him to, and I slumped onto the floor. I could hear Mark on and off talking to the 911 operator, and I was barely breathing, he said. I felt trapped in my own body. I was paralyzed, unable to open my eyes or even move, and I had severe burning pain at the back of my head, neck, and spine. It burned so bad. I was hospitalized almost 2 weeks, and multiple tests later, including lumbar puncture, MRI showing spots on my brain, and the doctors weren't sure exactly what to do with me. I was barely able to keep my eyes open. I had severe pain, shortness of breath, on oxygen multiple times throughout the day, paralyzed vocal cord, which you heard in that video. I could hardly talk. My husband called me Minnie Mouse, and it was very annoying just trying to talk. Nobody could hear me anyway. And I had an eventual list of diagnoses, more than 20, but here are just a few of them. Chronic inflammatory reaction to Tdap vaccine, myalgic encephalomyelitis, fibromyalgia, periodic paralysis, paralyzed vocal cord, chronic respiratory failure, shortness of breath on exertion, Addison's disease, adrenal insufficiency, hyperthyroidism with storm, Graves' disease, dizziness, liver cysts, fatty liver, and more. My husband, Mark, and I went on a quest to do lots of different therapies from holistic to anything we could think of. And we would get so excited, but then a roller coaster ride of disappointment as the symptoms would return 2 to 3 days afterward. I was hospitalized again for 1 week in 2020 with severe adrenal insufficiency and thyroid storm that could have put me in a coma. Sorry.
Doing great, Sylvia.
The doctor said my adrenal glands were so bad that they would just shrink and I would be on multiple medications, including steroids, for the rest of my life. Mark, my husband and best friend, has been my hero, man of God, prayer warrior, encourager, advocate, chef, Uber driver, housekeeper, man of all trades. Thank you, Mark, for staying with me through it all and loving me and not leaving me for someone better. I love you so much. I have been a registered nurse since I was 21, and I am now 57. I have seen more miracle after miracle after miracle with this patch than in my whole 36-year career. After all of my research, struggling to just survive, I wept as I regret requiring my employees to take all the required shots, wondering how many may be injured to this day, and it was my fault with chronic symptoms so prevalent in the population. But God has forgiven me, and I prayed that he would heal me and give me the gift of healing others. 3 months ago, Jan Kennedy from Awakened Church came into my life. I didn't even know her, and she placed the X39 on my neck because she saw I was struggling. And in 10 minutes, my voice came back. It is such a miracle. Mark and I didn't know what was happening, but we just prayed and wept and held each other and cried spiritual tears of joy. It was just so awesome. And I didn't tell anybody right away because I thought, oh, it's just going to be like everything else. It's just going to go away in 3 days and I'm going to be the same as I was before. Sorry. So many God kisses. And I know it's going to take this time because it's been 3 months and I'm still healing from all this damage one day at a time. I am so hopeful and excited that I am finally healing the rest of the way. Praise God.
So
Sorry.
Sylvia, big breath. So 10 minutes, your voice came back and you had not really been able to speak for how long?
Since the end of 2017, 2018.
So that is basically seven years. So for roughly 7 years, you had not been able to speak.
Yes, and it would come on and off, like hyperbaric oxygen chamber helped me for like 2 days, maybe 3, and then I would return back again. So we just spent so much money and it's been heart-wrenching.
But we can obviously, you've been on them for 3 months, it came back in 10 minutes. Obviously, it's maintained as you're sitting here speaking to us, telling us this miraculous story that you have, your journey you've been on. And then what happened with your driving?
Connected to Robert's iPhone 2.
3 weeks later, I was able to drive for 5 minutes with Mark's coaching. And I hadn't driven since February of 2018 because my brain just couldn't connect and I kept getting paralyzed if I turned to the left and stuff. It was just horrible. But I was able to drive for 5 minutes and I know I'm going to get more and more God kisses. I'm going to ride my bike someday. That's one of my new goals too. And my brain's just starting to, reconnect, just like it says in the X39 flyer. My favorite Bible verses are, he upholds me with his righteous right hand, Isaiah 41:10. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, Philippians 4:13. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith, 2 Timothy 4:7. And I want one day to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. I want to live a life of significance, not just survival. Yes. And here I am, send me. I tell God all the time, we are here for such a time as this. And I haven't been able to chat on the phone for years because of my diaphragm pain. And when I push to talk, I end up getting almost paralyzed. So I always text everybody, my friends and family. So when I pick up the phone and call them, they're like, Sylvia, what? Your voice? No way. And we just like get so excited together. And many of them have signed up, and a lot of them are on this call right now. And I want to thank all of you who are on this call that have helped Mark and giving him a break and babysitting me so he could go out and do something outside the house instead of always being my babysitter. So I love you so much and thank you for helping. I started with X39, and then because I got such stellar results, I then added X49, Aeon, Carnosine, Glutathione, SP6 complete, and of course Alavida, because I want to be that trophy wife for Mark after all this mess.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Wow. That is such a journey, Sylvia. And I really appreciate all the different sharing you've done. But you started with X39
Yes.
probably, and then you added as things went on. Is that correct?
As things went on, yes.
Perfect.
And I just want to thank Jan Kennedy, Rose Holmberg, Marcy Preble, Peter No, Onyx Cole, Debbie Sarkozy, Sally Dick, and my whole team Revive. I know a lot of them are on this call right now. You're my prayer warriors and cheerleaders, and a big reason why I keep sharing. I love you all so much, and I'm looking forward to hearing more of your miracle stories, and you can be on one of these calls soon. And I share because I care, and I'm so grateful to David Schmidt for answering God's call, because he could have said no, and where would we be right now? Please share with those you love. What if this little patch, what if it helps somebody and transforms their life? We have the answer, and you can make a positive difference. Your smile is contagious. And shine his light in the darkness. The power of one. You can do this. And keep the faith, fight the good fight, be blessed, and make it a great day to bless someone. Thank you.
Absolutely, Sylvia. Holy smokes. Wow, Bryan. I'm breathless. I was wiping tears the whole time. I just want to be really clear so everybody gets that. So basically, as Sylvia wasn't speaking for 7 years, 10 minutes, her voice came back. Then 2 weeks later, she was driving a car for a short time. She's continuing to do that. And she's able to pick up the phone and call her friends for the first time in 7 years. Before that, she was texting for 7 years. And so when she calls them, they cannot believe that they are hearing her voice. And guess what? They are also starting their healing journey with these patches. So absolutely phenomenal. I think there's one more quick little thing. Did your husband have a quick little sentence or two on results too? Go ahead and share that quickly, Sylvia.
Yes, he doesn't have plantar fasciitis anymore. He took the X39 and 49. I would just take it off me and stick it on him. And he's like, oh my goodness, I'm getting changed too. So it's so exciting.
Absolutely amazing. And then again, of course, this is Sylvia and Mark's story. So remember that although she had a lot of diagnoses here at LifeWave, our body is what is doing it. We don't treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any disease, just to make that really clear for everybody.